Hi, Melissa. This is Wendy Nixon, and I wanted to respond to your discussion board post. Thank you so much for that. I really enjoyed your concise but very thorough definition of coding and the process quoted by your sources. I also found the same foundational definition in Saldana's coding manual. The process, of course, too, of coding, creating categories, discovering connections, and then finding implicit themes. So that was very enlightening. I also had an extra source that was, I really liked this Vase Moradi et al. Had an article described the concept of theme as a thread of underlying meaning implicitly discovered at an interpretive level. And I guess I like that because I'm a visual learner, and I like the symbol, the thought of a thread running through meanings of data. So also, as I read Luke chapter 1, I saw codings of supernatural power and praise and worship joy. These codings seem to be connected because it was usually a response to a demonstration of supernatural power, was the response of praise and worship, joy, being elated. So on the surface, there is in chapter 1 Zechariah. He initially has some doubt and is muted by the angel. And so, that initially seems like that's not a response of praise and worship. However, later in the chapter, I believe it's in verse 64, when his speech is returned, it says his very first words were praise and worship. So I think this is another confirmation of that. I also found this to be true in my overall survey of the Gospel of Luke that I did initially. It's a frequent connection. I know we have to be careful because frequency does not always mean that it's impactful or as significant. But in doing the survey, the examples I read did seem to have many lives changed and impact along with the frequency of this happening. And there were just a richness in the descriptions that I read. So one of the examples would be that when Jesus sent out the 70 disciples to share the gospel and minister, they returned with ecstatic joy because of the supernatural power demonstrated. Even the demons obeyed, and this is in Luke 10:17. And then also in Luke 23:47, the Roman captain in charge of the crucifixion was awestruck and glorified God as a response to the supernatural power he saw demonstrated, the veil being torn, the sun being dark, and declared, "I have no doubt we just killed the righteous one." So another example. I also recently prayed for a friend, my husband and I did, and we saw a demonstration of supernatural power in that he was healed totally of back pain, and we were all just so amazed and praised and worshiped God. So just a personal life example. So thank you so much for your post, Melissa. Bye.